nations, they don't sleep. They're watching our every move. Iran, Russia, China, North Korea, ISIS, Al-Qaeda. They may be watching this right now. Our military should not be mistaken for a cable news gabfest show. We don't care what you look like. We don't care who you voted for, who you worship, what you worship, who you love. It doesn't matter if your dad left you millions when he died or if you knew who your father was. We have been honed into a machine of lethal moving parts that you would be wise to avoid if you know what's good for you. We will not be intimidated. We will not back down. We've seen war. We don't want war. But if you want war with the United States of America, there's one thing I can promise you, so help me God. Someone else will raise your sons and daughters.
I want to make it clear that the views expressed by our hosts are not considered the official stance of MBR Views. Remember, this is all about having fun and enjoying the ride.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Into the Weeds podcast here on Military Broadcast Radio. I'm Amber.
And I'm Alaura.
And we're sorry that we're coming a little late. We had some difficulties.
Technical difficulties,
Yeah.
as per usual.
Yeah.
It's something.
If it comes to technical stuff, yeah, I'm going to mess it up.
Count us both out. We're trying our best here.
Yeah. So anyways, this week has been a really crazy week.
Yeah,
Right?
I'd definitely say between deaths of random celebrities, assassination attempts, all this crazy stuff. It's been a lot.
Yeah, Richard Simmons and Dr. Ruth were part of my childhood memories. So
Mhm.
that is, it's devastating to hear when somebody that, I can recall their voices so well. I mean, I totally remember their voices.
It just came out like a few seconds ago, but a few hours ago that the lady from Charmed passed away too. I never watched that.
Oh
so-
yeah, I saw that. Shannon
Yeah.
Doherty.
Yeah, I never watched the show.
90210 for us older
90210.
people. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So today we actually we have a case that we want to bring to you because I hadn't heard this case. It happened actually. Hey, Joel.
Well, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just going to tell you that just shows her age when she referenced Charmed rather than 90210. So
Yeah.
For the
tells us
record,
her age,
I haven't seen either show. I just saw it like 5 seconds ago, so that's the reason why I said it. I haven't seen either.
Okay. Yes, Joel and I are a lot older than Laura.
She hasn't quite cultured me, apparently.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, we have quite a few different things that we want to speak about today. We're going to have a special guest in here in about 15-20 minutes probably. But real quick, we just want to talk about, well, actually, I feel like you'd probably be the better person to start it off.
Yeah, and actually, I want to thank everybody for being here. Chris C. and Kathy Hannah, thank you very much for being here. We really appreciate your support.
Yes.
But today we're going to talk about a case that I found out about. It happened in May, and I found out about it yesterday, as a matter of fact. I was on this is the subscriber hub on Facebook for Unsolved No More with Ken Maines, and Glenna Bridges posted the story. And so I can't do it justice. So basically what we're going to do is we're just going to read some articles. We're going to listen to some video. And we're going to present it to you, and then I am actually in contact with some people that have gotten me in contact with her family.
We haven't spoken about what her name, or we haven't said her name yet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think you said her name was Katia.
Yeah, Katia Duen Aguilar.
Mhm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Scatterbrain, but that's okay. Her name was Katia, and she was in the Army. Was she in the Army? Yes.
Army. Private first class.
Private first class in the Army, and unfortunately her life was taken. She took 70 stab wounds to the body, the majority being, at the top half of her body. And there's not a lot of information on it, but just because there's not a lot of information does not mean that it's not important. Actually, I would say it's more important to speak about these tiny little cases that aren't getting a lot of attention than it is to speak about the things that everyone's already heard about. Because, like, what are we going to do for the big cases, But just really good to get the word out there. So
yeah, and it really hits home here on Military Broadcast Radio with her being in the Army.
And she was only my age. She was 23, so she was real young. It wasn't like, someone in their late 20s, early 30s, 40s, anything like that. She had quite a life to live, and it looks like she was survived by her 4-year-old son. So it's a really tough subject, but let's get into it.
Yeah, thank you, Alaura. when we had the technical difficulties, my mind just
kind of got it. But so we are going to show a video. I don't know if we're going to show it immediately.
Why don't you read the article first? Yeah, read the article first.
But if we do show the video, we'd like to preface it by saying that her mom only speaks Spanish. So if we show it, it's going to be in Spanish, but I do believe that we have a rough translation of the synopsis of everything that was spoken about.
Correct.
Due to somebody here on Military Broadcast Radio speaks Spanish and was able to help us out.
Yes.
But anyway, so here's the article. This is from military.com, and I'm going to just kind of pick and choose different parts of it to read. But basically it says, an autopsy has determined that a soldier within the 101st Airborne Division at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, who was found murdered by her off-base home in May, had been stabbed nearly 70 times, according to a local newspaper report. Katia, 23, or Katia,
I think is how it is.
I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing her name right. Anyway, Katia, 23, was found in Clarksville, Tennessee, home just outside of the base on May 18th, and her mother posted a reward and begged the public for leads in the unsolved case. She is survived by her 4-year-old son. Authorities have made no arrests or released the names of any suspects. She was stabbed 68 times in her upper body and neck, according to reporting from Clarksville Leaf Chronicle, a local news outlet. The autopsy also concluded that she had GHB in her system and a blood alcohol content of 161. Now, to anybody who doesn't know, GHB is commonly used as a street drug and can cause memory loss and drowsiness, and has been used in multiple sexual assaults and has the reputation as a date rape drug. She enlisted in the Army in 2018 as an information technology specialist and was assigned to the 101st Airborne Division's Combat Aviation Brigade. A $55,000 reward has been offered for information that could lead to the arrest of her killer. Part of the reward is backed by her mother, Carmen, and $30,000 of it came from the League of United Latin American Citizens.
And we're going to call that LULAC from now on.
LULAC, yeah. We'll call that LULAC. And we have actually been in contact, or she's been in contact with LULAC. And we're hoping to be able to get her mother or get her mother or somebody from the organization on to maybe talk about it a little bit. She was set to be removed from the service in early May after using marijuana, but due to good behavior, solid performance, and her wanting to continue her service, she was allowed to stay in, according to a source with direct knowledge of the situation. Soldiers may be removed for minor drug infractions, but allowing them to stay is often seen as a sign of exceptional behavior in service. She was buried in May with military honors at a funeral near Dallas. So, it's pretty heavy.
It's really heavy, and I just found out that they found GHB in her system.
Yeah, that wasn't something that we had known about prior to that.
Yeah, I actually just found it about 20 minutes ago, which is kind of shocking because I combed the internet and tried to find as much information as I could, and there genuinely isn't much out there.
Hardly any information. So
yeah, so we are going to. What are you doing, Joel?
Just keep messing with everything anyway. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so I'm going to try my hand at presenting, and we are going to listen to Carmen Aguilera Katia's mother. It's in Spanish, and then I'm going to read you a summary, and then we'll go from there. So.
I'm sorry. Let's see.
Right now, it looks like we're getting no sound, Amber. So I don't
You're not
know.
getting
When
any
we share
sound?
screen, make sure we share the sound as well, because
I'm
I'm
not
not
really getting a lot of
hearing
sound either. I don't think they're speaking yet.
For waiting for Carmen Aguilar and her daughter Cecilia's arrival. We had some problems getting here. Also, I mentioned to you that our national president, Domingo Garcia, had a pending flight out of the country. So he waited as long as he could, but was not able to do it. What brings us today is the sad death of a young lady. And LULAC, as has done in the past, not only do we stand with Ms. Aguilar, the mother of the young woman, but we also stand with those that serve in our country, far from home, whose life has been taken. For this mother to commit not just money, but her total soul to find whoever did this deserves our complete and unequivocal support. LULAC urges anyone with information to come forward and speak to law enforcement to help identify, arrest, and convict a person. As you know, Katia Duen Aguilar was an information technology specialist enlisted in the Army in 2018. After completing her basic training at Fort Eisenhower, Georgia, she was stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky in 2019. Katia was from Mesquite, just a hop and a skip away, where she grew up. Her mother and a 4-year-old son survived her. The Clarksville Police Department responded to an emergency call at approximately 8:33 p.m. last Saturday and discovered Dueñas Aguilar's body. The investigation is ongoing.
Can you not hear it?
Who's gonna respond?
Can you not hear it, Joel?
I can hear it now, but I think it's
Okay. Okay, I will start it again. Sorry, guys.
LULAC has posted a $25,000 reward for information of the guilty parties or the people that committed this heinous crime. And for their, hopefully, they will be able to find out soon and they'll be taken and justice prevails. If I could ask Ms. Aguilar and also Cecilia, if you want to make some address the press that's here with us. En español, si gusta.
Pues yo nomás quiero que este caso lo sigamos, tener el apoyo de las autoridades, que se esclarezca qué es lo que está pasando adentro de las bases. Yo siempre he dicho que si en todos esos lugares tan especiales, ¿por qué ahí están falleciendo nuestros jóvenes? No entiendo la razón por qué no les dan la asistencia psicológica, la mejor, porque esas personas son las que cuidan de nosotros, cuidan del país. Y mi dolor que tengo es, digo yo, ¿por qué ahí hay muchos muertos? ¿Por qué en el Senado no hay muertos? ¿Por qué no se oye? El hijo del senador tal murió, lo mataron, lo asesinaron. ¿Por qué solo nuestra raza hispana? Es un dolor que yo siento muy profundo. Yo sé que a mi hija ya no la voy a ver viva. Hay muchas cosas que yo no entiendo todavía porque ella me había dicho a mí que en este mes ella salía de ahí, ella terminaba con su contrato. Ahora que yo me enfrento a esta realidad, me dicen que mi hija estaba lista para firmar otra vez. Yo no entiendo, a veces me quedo y digo, ¿qué estaba pasando por la mente de mi hija? ¿Qué papel le metieron en la cabeza para que ella tuviera ese cambio tan drástico? Y no entiendo, pido justicia y como ustedes de periodistas saben lo que está pasando atrás de esas bases. A veces yo siento que las autoridades quieren tapar el sol con un dedo, pero yo no entiendo, no entiendo. Yo nomás quiero que se haga justicia porque atrás de mi hija vienen más muertos. Y nadie lo va a parar porque no miro justicia. El presidente como padre que es de esta gente, ¿qué es lo que está haciendo? Se involucra en problemas de otros países cuando aquí adentro no está protegiendo a estas personas importantes. Tengo un dolor. Tengo a mi hija, se la di viva. Y ahora mi hija me la entrega muerta. No es justo. No es justo, no tengo palabras para esto y yo sé que es un dolor. Mi hija tenía tantas ilusiones, cosas que hacer. Ella decía, mami, yo quiero ser una psicóloga. Y se me fue en un abrir y cerrar de ojos. Y yo solo digo que me ayuden a hacer justicia por ella y por las que han fallecido. Yo nunca pensé que iba a estar viviendo este drama, nunca me lo imaginé. Y ahora soy yo, sus hermanos, que buscamos una respuesta.
¿Le había mencionado a su hija algo, que estaba pasando algo ahí en la base a ella o algo que sucedió, algo raro?
Me di cuenta que ella, lo único que yo supe, ellos están limitados a hablar muchas cosas de adentro. Lo único que yo supe que me dijo, esto no fue ahora pronto, pero que alguien como que estaba como manipulándola, no tengo la palabra correcta, porque yo digo que en esos lugares tan importantes existe mucho la droga, existe mucho el alcohol, la prostitución, y ellos no tienen ayuda. Para mí eso no debe de estar pasando. Yo sé que ella a lo mejor usaba drogas y cuando le hacían el test, pues esa persona como que quería tapar algo para que ella no saliera perjudicada, pero ahí es donde él la acosaba a ella. No sé quién es la persona, solo eso me dijo ella.
Señora Carmen, estamos en vivo para Univision y en nuestras plataformas digitales. ¿Cuál fue exactamente esa última conversación que tuvo usted con su hija y por qué usted dice que era manipulada o la quería manipular? ¿En qué sentido?
En la forma de cuando a ella le hicieron el examen de drogas. Allí es donde yo digo, ¿por qué si sabían que ella estaba en problemas de droga? Yo no digo que droga, cualquier droga, pero sí, a lo mejor usaba marihuana. Entonces digo, ¿por qué si cuando le hicieron los exámenes, ellos sabían que ella estaba en ese problema? ¿Dónde está la ayuda psicológica que le dieron? Porque ella era una niña que quería ayudar a muchas personas, pero a veces la mente se le llena a uno de cosas y piensa que a veces tomándose una cerveza o algo va a olvidar esos problemas. Ahí es donde digo yo que ella no tuvo la ayuda que pudo haber tenido.
¿Cuál fue la última conversación que usted tuvo con ella? ¿Qué fue lo último que habló con ella?
La última conversación, ella tenía muchas ilusiones, que ella venía para mi casa. El 5 de mayo me dijo ella que era su último día. Estábamos pensando, que le dije, mami, vamos a agarrar una casa para ti, para mí. ¿Dónde quieres que nos vayamos? ¿Quieres que nos quedemos en Mesquite? ¿Nos vamos a otra ciudad? Me dijo ella, donde tú quieras, mami, yo lo acepto, pero con aquella seguridad. A mi hija le dio otra versión.
Bueno, Carmen. Cecilia.
Ella sí quería venirse para acá. Me contó que allí los consejeros y ahí platicaba porque se sentía como que su propósito iba en la terminal todavía y les platicó.
Okay, everybody. So I'm just going to give you a summary of what was said. I think it was very important to share that in the native language because people who speak Spanish are going to pick up on a lot more than what we do. And if that recording can go out and just be heard by anybody who might know something, who might just be able to help. There is a $55,000 reward, but I'm going to play one more video, and it is in English this time. And this is.
Do you want to give the synopsis of what that was?
Oh,
in
yeah, I'm
Spanish
sorry.
first? Just so that we can be on the same page.
Okay, so Caesar said, Caesar is a DJ here on Military Broadcast Radio. He said, she's obviously distraught about the situation. She cannot understand what is going on behind the gates of a military base. That the military or the government does not give military service members the mental help they desperately need. She calls out the president by saying that he involves the country in other countries' business and not care about our own problems. She also mentions that her daughter told her that she was getting out of the military this month. That was when this was recorded. But then a drastic change where she was going to reenlist and a drastic change of mind. That's pretty much what she said. A lot of redundant statements, all saying pretty much the same thing. But there's a lot more to the story. There's a lot of things that aren't being shared right now for various reasons. But hopefully we will be able to bring a longer episode to you for Katia, because I think it's extremely important.
Yeah, this is just our introduction, a brief synopsis, just so we can get it in the public's minds, even though we know that we don't get as much of a reach as, some other channels. That is totally okay. Any and every eye that can be on this is very important.
Yes.
So that's pretty much what that was. And there are a lot of things that we want to discuss. Is there one more video we want to play before we bring our special guest in?
Yeah, one more video, and it's pretty short. And then we'll go to break. Okay.
Got it.
I'm sorry, guys. Okay. Sorry, guys. Okay.
We've never tried to put these on ourselves.
Yeah, I know. Can't you tell?
We're so professional.
Okay, here we go.
Do you want to rewind it first?
Yeah.
Pressing play.
Was a good soldier and a faithful friend. She was found dead in Clarksville 4 days ago. Her friends want Clarksville police to start answering their questions.
It was just like friendship at first sight.
Savannah Tooley could relate to her friend Katia Duen Aguilar in a lot of ways. When they met, they were both new to Clarksville. Then they became moms around the same time.
I have a son, so I can't imagine if my little boy was in the place that her little boy is.
The Fort Campbell soldier is now the subject of a homicide investigation. It all began Saturday at an ambulance call to Tinytown Road. Apparently, a friend found the 23-year-old's body in a locked bedroom in her apartment. Based on the evidence, Clarksville police determined she was killed by someone else.
Her party days were over when she had her kid. So for her to have malicious intent with anybody or her to be, argue with anybody, it's shocking.
As we near Memorial Day, her community wants more information released about how the private first officer was killed. There's a lot of speculation.
And I couldn't believe it because I found the news article, but it didn't have our information. So it was kind of like, no way. She was a great person. Like who could do this to her,
Duen Aguilar was from just outside Dallas, Texas. She entered the active duty Army in 2018. Her son was just 4 years old. Her friends miss her smile already.
She was just all in all a genuine person. I mean, if I could give one word to describe to her, it was genuine and loyal.
In Nashville, Hannah McDonald, News Channel 5. Those who knew.
Okay. So that is what we have so far on Katia. I encourage anybody who has any information, please reach out. And we're going to do more on this at another time.
Spread the word if you live in any of these areas. What is it? Texas and Tennessee?
Texas, Tennessee, Kentucky. Yeah.
Texas. So it goes over a wide range of places. So if you or anybody that might have any information, we definitely would implore you to reach out. What's the name of the organization again?
Oh, LULAC. Hold on. Can you pull up that?
Yeah, I can try.
It's
LULAC.
a long name.
Yes, it's going to be the... I feel like everything's waiting on me.
The Latin American.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say for you having me, the person who can't find anything, is probably the wrong person.
That's all right. Let me look.
It's the can't have any dead air. You've had a lot of dead air.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, but LULAC, the League. Oh, no. League of United Latin American Citizens. League of United Latin American Citizens.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Sorry about that. Okay. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take a real quick break. And then we have a special guest that is actually waiting in the queue and has been very patient. We thank him very much.
Yes.
And then we'll get on with the rest of the show. But just keep Katia and her family in your mind, whether it's your thoughts, prayers. Some people don't believe in prayers, but everyone just good vibes all around.
Yes. So when we come back, we will be talking to Reverend Kenneth, and he will be our interview of the week. Stay tuned.
It's the guts and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the Pledge of Allegiance on the 4th of July. It's them handwritten letters from home. It's them sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down and hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California. family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, lay down to hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on the front line. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, pay the ultimate price. He was the man of the house when he was born. His family is proud but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. And then he came home with only one hand. He's Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Lay down, hear the light. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, stand on these front lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, he'll pay the ultimate price. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue, for these stars and stripes. March in line, march in line. Hey. Hey.
Opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Into the Weeds podcast here on Military Broadcast Radio. I'm Amber, and I have been very flustered the last couple of days, actually. So I'm sorry that went so off the rails, but I hope that Katia gets some recognition and somebody helps break this case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's something that needs all eyes on it, all potential eyes. So, yeah, we will be giving further updates on the case whenever we're able to. That being said, we have a very special guest that has been waiting in the queue. I think you know a little bit more about him than I do. He is a former. Are we going to introduce him, or are we going to? Okay.
Yeah, no. Okay, so Alaura doesn't. So I only know a little bit about Kenneth. I know that he was doing AA at Chillicothe Women's Prison with my cousin. And my cousin hooked us up together to talk. And I just kind of wanted to talk to him about life in prison, prison reform, just trying to help these women be better. And so without further ado, welcome Reverend Kenneth.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hi. Sorry about that wait.
That's okay, and thanks for that great intro. I think there's a lot can be done for the man or the woman that's incarcerated. First, let me say, they title it correctional institution.
Yeah.
Correctional.
Yeah.
But this is my first experience to it, almost 2 years now. And I can honestly say that it's not what I expected it would be, but then again, it is what it is per se. And that's a broad statement, Amber. That's a very broad statement I'm making, because I thought you rehabilitation takes on many forms.
Yes.
and I've listened to these ladies for almost 2 years now, every Monday for at least an hour and 45 minutes. And I leave there going, what more can we do? The Department of Corrections for the state of Missouri, there are a lot of do's and don'ts. The wheels of progress grind slowly. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just speaking from the heart. And what God loves most
Absolutely.
is the truth. The wheels of progress grind slowly.
Yes.
I come Christmas time. Let's just start there. You're incarcerated. Christmas is coming, and I do AA groups there because I'm a member of one of Bill's friends. Thank God I am, and there's nothing like being sober. So I thought maybe I could do something for these ladies in their room where we hold our meetings. And so I thought, okay, I'll buy some step shades and 12 tradition shades. And they're mounted to the wall. And it's like a real house shade. You let it down at night, and then in the morning, let the sunlight in, you let it up. You never know what it is until you pull it down and you see the writings. So
Okay.
I gifted the ladies with a set of each. I took them to the office to the contact people that I'm I'm in touch with, and they said, "Well, we'll have to get a work order before we put them on the wall." Did you hear what I said? A work order. And did you also
Yep.
hear what I said? I gifted them with a set after Christmas. You do the math. It's July
And they still
14th,
haven't gotten a work order.
2024. And whether or not the work order's been submitted or not, I don't know, but they're not on the wall. Christmas in
Yeah.
23,
Move slow.
July of 24, they're still not hanging on the wall. So if these ladies are coming to a meeting and they really want to help them rehabilitate themselves, so when they transition from a correctional institution, you would go a little further and helping them and supplying them with what they need. Now they have books and everything in a locker, in a cabinet. But every Monday when I walk into that room, the first thing I do is look at the wall. And I say, oh, they'll get up there soon.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, last Monday, ladies, as I'm sitting there in the room, guess what? Some workers went past the room with a cart and everything. And immediately I said, they must haven't got the work order because they still haven't got put up yet. And I want to tread very lightly because I want to go to the office and talk to my contact persons, but I do not want to give them the impression that I'm overbearing, but I'm very concerned about those ladies' well-being.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes, you are incarcerated. You did something wrong and you're paying your debt to society for what you did. So help them out. Put it on the wall. It's a shade. You pull it down for the group. When the group's over, I'm the last person that leaves the room. I'll let it back up. Nobody will know the wiser what it is unless you pull it down. That's where I'm at on that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, Shelly, my cousin, I call her Shelly Audra, as you would know her.
Yes.
Yeah, Shelly was telling me about that. She's been discouraged a lot with some of the rules and the progress there, but she's wanting quick fixes and things like that. So so I understand that. But can you tell us, like, who you are, why you're doing this, what you do, when you're not doing this?
Okay. I sent you my title earlier. I pastor a church. I've been sober for 28 years. I'm a member of AA and
Congratulations.
CA, and one of our I could do the gospel and AA here at the same time. The Great Commission says, "Go ye therefore, baptize and teach everything that I've taught you, and lo, I'll be with you always, even to the end of the earth." Okay, God gave us a promise. Since I've saved you, I want you to share that with someone else. The 12th step says, having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we try to carry this message to other alcoholics and to practice these principles in all our affairs. It's the Great Commission in the Fellowship of Alcoholics Anonymous. The founder, one of the co-founders, Bill Wilson, says you can't keep it unless you give it away. So I want those ladies to have the same opportunity to get sober in the prison and leave the prison and go back to their community and still be sober, join a fellowship there and help somebody else. That's how it works. That's how it works. That's how it works. I'm a pastor, and they know who I am. When they know I'm a recovering person, I share openly with them. I cherish the fact to serve and help someone that's still struggling with addiction. And there are many. And some are suffering in silence, in silence. And in some families, they are the black sheep. Nobody talks about them. It's like, we go keep this secret to ourselves and not let anybody know. But as you well know, you can only keep a beach ball underwater for a very short period of time. It's going to come to the top. It's going to come to the top. Yes. So we can't hide anymore. We are who we are. And if the state of Missouri are really serious about helping men or women recover from whatever addiction they suffer from, they would do their gut level best to do so. May I add something?
Yeah.
Just on the subject. When I check in every Monday, I walk through a metal detector. They scan me and everything that I bring in my bag with my books my own personal books that I bring in, they scan me. I walk through, I sign in, I use my ID, I sign in on this sheet. Now, in the very near future, they're going to install the same type security system coming in the facility as TSA have in airports all around the world. Now, I want you to think in your mind how much that machine costs.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's crazy.
That machine costs a great number of dollars. So if you could buy that machine to further enhance your security there, surely
women.
You could have a work order done to put up a $20-some shade, steps, and 12 traditions on the wall.
That they didn't even buy.
I was gonna say, I actually have some extra knowledge about those machines. One of my best friends is, I don't think he's in charge, but he's one of the main workers at Tampa International Airport, and he's the one who actually goes to work on those machines. And they have so many issues. They literally need people to go in and fix them all the time. So just the labor itself that they're going to need with all of the issues that those things traditionally bring is just like another layer that I don't even think they're thinking of. Because I mean, he's out. They call him specifically to go to all the different airports in that area and go and fix their machines because they cannot find enough people that actually know how to do it. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. It's very, very hard to find the labor for that as well. So just a random little thought that doesn't,
something that's not even going to work.
No, it's not. It's really not, because I'm telling you, he's out. He has to drive like 2 hours to Sarasota all the time just to go and fix their stuff. And I can only imagine that with all the things that are already going wrong in the prisons, that's not going to be at the top of their, So yeah. Anyway, that was just another little tidbit.
But ladies, we're supposed to be in the 21st century, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Allegedly.
I live in the state of Missouri. I've been here all my life since I was in the third grade.
Oh, wow.
And the streets get slippery and sometimes impassable during winter months.
Yes.
So I'm just a country boy from Arkansas. Okay, transition from Arkansas to Missouri. And I made a suggestion. How about if the Missouri Department of Corrections had a Zoom account, which is a free app, okay? A free app. Get a Zoom account so when winter comes and it's real bad outside and I myself or anyone else can't make it to the prison, I could click on Zoom app from my kitchen table, my dining room, or my office desk at home, and we could still have the same meeting beginning at 2:30. Anyway, oh, that's too much to do. We can't go that far. No, that takes a lot of okaying, and the budget may not be able to handle it. And I'm scratching my head like, seriously? Seriously, ladies, do you realize how much preparation it takes to put a man or woman to death?
I've seen a
takes
little bit
thousands of
about
dollars of
it, and it's a
preparation.
lot. Yes,
It's a lot.
it's a lot.
A Zoom
And isn't it
account,
hard for
I
them
have
to
a
even? Mhm.
I have a personal Zoom account. It costs about $100 for a year.
Yeah.
I'm saying to the state of Missouri, you should be able to afford that. If you could put a human being to death for the crimes they committed, convicted by a court of law, surely you should be able to afford a Zoom account. And the TV's there. It's right there behind. It's there every Monday in the same spot. I mean, it's like there are so many opportunities. There are so many opportunities to help these women, and they are slow about doing it. But yet still, they expect them to get it all and change and don't come back without your assistance.
Yeah. No, it definitely seems like they're a lot more for punishment rather than rehabilitation. They're very much lacking in the rehabilitation side, which is supposed to be the whole point. But it's not worth their money. It's not worth their time. It's not worth it to them. But they don't realize that there are so many people that get out of prison and they live completely productive lives and do better than some people who have never stepped foot in a prison. So it's like it absolutely is within your best interest to invest in these women, the ones that are going to be getting out, the ones that maybe aren't violent offenders or haven't done sex crimes and stuff like that. They are absolutely worth investing in, and it's really sad to see that people don't see it that way.
It is that going there every Monday has been a true blessing to me.
I bet it has.
A true blessing to me. And I try to get as much out of me into them every Monday. And I go to great lengths to encourage these ladies. When you leave here, don't come back. Go home, find your home group. Google AA or whatever in your area in the state of Missouri on that website. Every meeting throughout the state will come up, and you can find one close to you and get there. I said, go home and live productive lives. Be a mother to your children. Be a sister. Be an auntie. Be a cousin. Be a niece. But don't come back to Chillicothe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been, I kind of feel bad, but it's kind of been a huge blessing to me that Audra has been in prison because we talked before, but we didn't talk nearly as much as we do now.
No, you guys are so cute. They do little Bible studies over the phone like every single day, and like they'll talk for hours just about anything and everything, So it's really been beneficial, even for her too, though, because whether they focus on the rehabilitation side or not, she's still she's rehabilitating herself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt there. I just figured I would show like it is really cute.
Amber, I could tell you from my own personal experience by watching her and listening to her every session, she has a lot of love and respect. Excuse me. The ladies have a lot of love and respect for Audra. She goes to great
really
lengths
good to hear.
to spread the word, to encourage ladies they could be better than what they are, and not to let the institution get the best of them. She does that every Monday. Yes.
That's so good to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually had 2 prisoners call me and talk to me and tell me about Audra's impact on them. And one of them told me, she was like, Audra was pushing this woman in this wheelchair, and nobody in the prison liked this woman. And everybody was so upset with her. They're like, why in the heck are you helping that woman out? And Audra was just like, oh, well, it's just what I need to do. And then the women started looking at her, and then they're like, wait a minute, why is she doing this?
What's different about her? What makes her want to do things for other people? Yeah.
Yeah. And so they started evaluating. They're like, well, she's different. She's way different than anything we've ever seen before. And so I've just been so blessed hearing through her and through them how much she's changed perspectives.
Yeah.
There's been a seismic change. When she shares, it's with tears. I mean, gut level honesty. And I kid you not. I kid you not. I've been around a lot of meetings. I've heard a lot of people share, but to sit in that room and listen to these ladies talk about themselves with such accuracy and honesty. I mean, all I could do is bow my head and say, have mercy, God. Have mercy. I mean, it's the best hour and 45 minutes I spend on Monday.
Good.
Is when I share when I go and listen to these ladies. The best. They're the best.
Well,
there are a lot of things I could be doing on any Monday, but that hour and 45-minute drive up the highway and back, nothing like it. Nothing like it. And I tell them that. No, there's nothing like it. Nothing like it. They are doing so much for me.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
What were you going to say, Laura?
No, all I was going to say is it seems like you specifically are really having a positive impact on their lives too, though, because I've just, I've heard little things here and there. I don't talk to her cousin as much as she does, but it seems like a lot of the people that are in there that are authority figures or leaders or anything, they leave much to be desired. And so just having at least one person that's there, I know has been very positive, had a very positive impact on them. Someone who actually cares, because a lot of people say they care, but it's your actions, not your words, that show that you care.
Amen.
So, so we want to thank you for showing her some love and everyone else some love when we can't physically be there to do so.
Yeah,
because that's all they need. We're all broken people. Most of us, if not all of us, have probably done things that could have landed us in at least jail at some point in time. So, those are just the people that get caught for it. And they're good people too, just in a rough spot.
So.
Do you ladies remember those nursery rhymes we learned when we were kids? Okay, and my favorite, I'll share with you. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty Dumpty back together again. But when Humpty Dumpty went to the king put him back together. I've never seen, it's a new experience for me, because I only went to Chillicothe to support another person, and they said to me, Ken, I don't want to go up there every Monday. You want this? and I looked at them, and I'm thinking, my God, this is your calling. This is your thing. You asked me to come up and support you. Now you're bowing out. They said to me, look me in my brown, and says, I don't want to go up here every Monday. I said, okay, I'll do it. Give it to me. I'll do it. Those ladies every Monday have expressed to me in no uncertain terms how they've met and come to an intimate relationship with God while they've been at Chillicothe. I kid you not. And Audra tell you the same thing. I kid you not. One of those ladies have come home, and she's a member of our church to date.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yes. These ladies have something going on at Chillicothe that's indescribably good for every lady there. They come to group every Monday with their Bibles, with their notepads, and they're like a sponge. they soaking it all up. I mean, as much as they could get, and they take it back to their pods and they share it with their roommates, their cellies, as they call them. They share it amongst themselves. It's so contagious that sometimes the guards get upset with them because they have something going on that the guards cannot overpower. Imagine that.
I'm sure.
Imagine that. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah. Actually, when we come back from break, let's talk about that and talk about what's really going on in there.
There's a lot.
There is a lot. We're going to go to break. We're going to. Were you going to say something?
No, I was just changing the.
We're going to listen to Papa Was a Pistol by Cade Roth and the Black Sheep. And then we'll be back with Reverend Kim.
Thank you.
opinions expressed in this program are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of any entities they represent.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Into the Weeds podcast here on Military Broadcast Radio. We're with Reverend Ken. And before we went to break, we were actually talking about Ken's colleague who didn't want to drive to Chillicothe every Monday.
Got it.
And I wanted to ask you about that, Ken. It's got to be hard going to a prison, but not only going to a prison, but going to a women's prison. Because yeah, well, I'm a woman, and I know how bad it can get, especially, when I was in the Army. I remember all of us women in reception and basic training, and we would always be going at it, always getting on each other's nerves and everything. So how...
I have heard the prison is a little bit catty at times.
Yes.
Would you say that's accurate, or do you even really see that sort of thing?
I only see them for a little while, as I said.
Mm-hmm.
There are differences, yes. When I have questions, I ask. One of the first things I saw was everybody in khaki, and there was maybe 15 or 20 young ladies in orange. So I asked the guard, I stopped and said, "Excuse me, why is everybody else in khaki and these ladies are in orange?" He said, "Because they disobeyed the rules and regs and they got in trouble." I said,
Oh, okay.
really?
I didn't know that.
I didn't even know that.
I got that. So, but from what I see of the ladies coming there on Mondays, what I've seen to the ladies that have come to church the 3 times I have preached there, that they are there for the betterment. They're trying to better themselves because they're looking forward to that day when they leave, that they can live a life completely different than what they were when they came. That's what I've seen. Now, there are differences, yes. And those that have other motives or whatever, they don't come to the groups. They may have came to begin with, but I haven't seen them since. And I thank God, because I've learned first names and faces over these 2 years. And some of those that were there when I first started are still coming. Some of those that I met that says, "Pastor Ken, I'm going home, pray for me." I says, we got you. They have left. I'm in contact with some of them on a day-to-day basis. They're still sober and they're living good lives.
That's so great to hear.
It is very encouraging to me. And I share that with the ladies that are there, so to give them hope,
Yeah, and I think some people would kind of mock us or say, "Oh, well, it's just jailhouse religion." What do you say about that? Because a lot of people, they just believe that when people go in there and find faith, it's just out of convenience, and then once they leave, that's it.
I don't buy into the jailhouse religion deal. That which that from the heart reaches the heart. 3 Mondays pass. A young lady said to my immediate right, and she said, and we just like a regular AA meeting on the outside, we do on the inside. Okay. She says, "My name is so and so and so and so." And she says, "I'm here for X number of years." She says, "But I'm not upset with my sentence, because what I did while I was using alcohol and had my kids with me, I'm here because of what I did wrong, and I'm paying for it." She says, "But since I have come to know," these are her words, I'm paraphrasing. She says, "Since I've come to enter a relationship with Jesus Christ," she says, "I'm in prison, but I'm free." Those were her words. She says,
"Awesome.
I know why I'm here. I'm good with that. God's got me. Better days are yet ahead.
Mm-hmm.
And I sat there and I looked, and the room got quiet. You could hear a rat pee on cotton at that time because I'm
Haven't heard
serious.
that.
Everybody's listening. That's the type of sharing that we hear between 2:30 and 3:45. Like that young
Awesome.
lady said. And she couldn't have been no more than 25, 26, maybe. Maybe,
Mm-hmm.
give or take. Yeah. That's the
Wow.
mindset. So these ladies aren't faking. Oh no, 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 no,
Mm-hmm.
no, 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 no. They aren't faking. They're serious
Mm-hmm.
about their relationship. May I
Mhm.
share one more and I'll let you
Yeah.
go. A young lady
No, you
came
can.
in. A young lady came in and she sat directly across from me on the back row. And she introduced herself. She says, Pastor Ken, when I came here, I wasn't even trying to have a relationship with God.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, my whole life outside of these walls, I was running the opposite direction from anybody who talked to me about God. Even God, when he was trying to talk to me, I was telling him, no, I don't want to talk right now.
Is
She
that a
said since she's been in prison, she's had the audacity to get on her knees and talk to God, and she's crying as she's talking. She says, but God has been speaking back to me. She says, I'm going home in less than 11 months, and I'm so glad that I'm meeting him here before I
Mm-hmm.
leave. You cannot fake that thing. You can't fake that.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these aren't crocodile
Yeah.
tears. These ladies are crying.
Mhm.
These are tears of joy from
Mm-hmm.
inside. And the state of Missouri can't shackle that type of joy.
Mm-hmm.
They can't do that. They can't. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it's nothing like listening to those ladies for about an hour and 45. Nothing like it. Nothing like it.
Mm-hmm.
And every Monday I walk through the door on the way to my car, I'm thanking God. I'm thanking
Mm-hmm.
God. Yeah. Yeah.
So, what can we do? What does prison reform look like to you other than just what we've talked about?
I think they need to get their head out the sand.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get in touch with reality in the 21st century. Yes, there are some people in jail that are not going to reform no matter what you do or how long they stay there. They're just who they are,
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately. But there are some who really want to change their life,
Mhm.
who really want to be mothers and sisters and aunts and aunties and nieces and cousins
Mm-hmm.
when they come out, want to be productive citizens. I think the state of Missouri need to rise up and come forth in the 21st century to provide those necessary resources that these ladies and these men can become rehabilitated and leave whatever institution and go home and be productive citizens.
Mm-hmm.
Right
Now,
now,
I've
it's
heard.
go ahead,
Go
go, I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say. Now, I've heard that they offer like secretarial work and things like that to the women, but then you have to have at least a GED, I think, to take those classes. And then on top of that, not many offices are going to hire felons.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, on most applications, at the bottom of it, before you sign your name and date it, there's a box that says, if you're a felon, check the box.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
They want to know if you're a felon or not. And most employers, if you're a felon, yeah, we'll call you. File 13.
Mhm.
And you know what I mean when I say file 13. Don't be waiting around the phone for that call.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That has to change because there are people that are incarcerated that have come home and haven't looked back.
Mm-hmm.
Productive citizens, men and women, and they're trying every day to help somebody else do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
These states, ladies, prisons is one of the biggest businesses in society today.
No doubt.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Yeah.
Prisons.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're going to build them to make money off of human flesh, at least give the flesh an opportunity to better themselves while they're there. Yeah, while they're there. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a couple of prisoners going around asking the women what their idea of prison reform is, just so I can kind of get an idea of what that means to them, and then kind of look at it and see. I mean, I can't do anything, but as long as I get the information, I can pass it on to
Say
somebody
with that
else.
attitude, you can't do anything. What we can do is we can have productive conversations with
Yes.
people like Ken,
Mhm.
with just lots of other people, and we
Mhm.
can spread the word and hope and pray that it gets to the right people.
Yeah.
We also, I mean, not that we're necessarily in the position to do it now, but we can always write people. We live close enough to, places where things are happening and people are in an office. We're not too far from the Capitol, and we really could do something if we want. If we get all the information in order.
Yeah, I've asked the what is it? The Attorney General. I asked the Attorney General for an interview. I haven't received anything yet, but I'm hoping that by the time
we'll see what happens.
But I'm
Shoot for the
hoping
stars.
Yeah, hey, if you ask.
No, you never know. You never know.
I'm hoping that by the time he says yes, I'll have a little bit of information in my hands to at least share.
Yeah.
And, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
If you don't ask, you will never get.
Oh yeah, we've already been surprised at some of the people that have said yes. So
and I voiced this thought, and I'll share it with you. If I say something to you that I'm going to do, usually more times than not, I do it. I'm going to ask on Monday, tomorrow, for an audience with the warden of Chillicothe.
Okay.
I want to sit down and look them eyeball to eyeball, and I have some questions, and I want to see how we, not myself, the fellowship, and mostly myself and the church that I represent in our district, how we can help, how we can gift these women with some things coming up at Christmas time. What hoops we have to jump through to make it happen. Tell me now so there will be no issues come December. That's where I'm at. I want these ladies. They've told me they have to buy this. They have to have a card with money on it. What if a family member doesn't put any money on your card? Then you're without or have to go into debt and ask somebody else. Okay, it's not a good picture. We want to help these ladies help themselves. Like hygiene stuff, hand sanitizer, toothbrushes, toothpaste, deodorant. We want to give them some basic things. And so I asked one day, I says, can I gift these ladies that come to the group every Monday with such and such and such and such? And they told me, no, you cannot. Unless you give something to every inmate here, you can't do it for one. I said, are you kidding me? And they said, no, that's the rule here. I said, okay,
wow,
not a problem. Not a problem. Not a problem.
Just gotta think bigger.
Yeah.
The God I serve is bigger than Chillicothe.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And come December, we intend to have hand sanitizer for every woman there, toothbrush and toothpaste for every woman, and deodorant. And if possible, we will have a meditational book for every inmate at Chillicothe come Christmas.
That's awesome.
Well, if there's any way that we can help or any of our audience members can help, well, we'd be more than willing to do so. So just let us know,
Any donations to the women at Chillicothe, it must come from the distributor straight to the prison.
I know.
They will not allow you to bring it in by hand. As long as it comes packaged from the distributor, they will accept it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
remember they were
Yes.
even having issues giving you guys Amazon or sending Amazon books. She bought several Bibles, I think, for people in the
Yeah.
prison, and they wouldn't even let those in
Well,
or
yeah.
something.
Well, I sent them in. Some of them got to the people that they were supposed to get to. Some of them did not, and then they cut off the Amazon. Now I've heard that they can do it again, but I'm not exactly
I'm not
sure.
sure. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
And
Lots
I'm
of
going to be
complicated
those
hoops to jump
questions. You
through.
guys are helping me. Those are some
Yeah.
questions I'm going to be asking because
Yes, please.
I want to ask every question possible to get as much information so we can help those ladies. Look, okay, yeah, you're in prison. We get that, but
Mm-hmm.
prisoners are deserving of a Thanksgiving, of a
Mm-hmm.
Christmas celebration,
Mm-hmm.
just like anybody else outside of those walls.
Mm-hmm.
They're deserving also. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Ladies, I was there last Monday, and I never seen this before. There was a young lady as I exited the airspace, the pod where I go through security, show 'em my ID, and
Mm-hmm.
they let me out the other door, and I walk across the yard. There was a young lady and her son over in the visitors section, and I stopped.
Really?
I stopped and I looked and I said, "Have mercy."
Mm-hmm.
A young lady was visiting with her son, her little boy, and he was just running around, so glad to be with his mother for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
And I stood there for a while and I thought, my. And the stain, it put a stain on me. I couldn't shake that thought or that picture.
Yeah.
4 hours. Then the little boy go back home and the woman goes back to her pod until
Mm-hmm.
the next visit. But think on these things. Think like this. What about those ladies that don't get a visitor?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody comes to see them
Yeah.
except for the ladies that's in their pod or those that they see in the cafeteria or at work on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm. No, I know that's something that Audra brought up to me very early on when she got there, about the amount of women who don't have anybody to turn to. They don't have anybody to call. They don't have anybody to write. They don't have anybody to come visit. And of course, we all know that for a lot of those women, there's a reason why, because they've broken ties with their family or hurt their families or whatever. But at the end of the day, they're humans.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And Shelley, Audra, has seen these women, down, out, depressed because they have nobody there. And then when the women who do have visitors or do get phone calls every day, it becomes a point of contention as well, with women who are just lonely. And so I've been trying to pray for them, and every person's situation is so different. It's wild. I don't know. I feel bad for people.
Mm-hmm.
I know that some people have gotten their own selves in those situations, but at the same time, they're still human beings.
Good people do bad things. It happens. We all make mistakes, some of them worse than others. But also, like, a lot of times people don't think about what drove someone to make the bad decisions they made. There's a lot of stuff behind it, and they still deserve love. They still deserve empathy and respect. And like you said, holidays, Christmases, Thanksgivings, all that stuff. They deserve basic necessities like, clean water or, a toothpaste and just stuff that we all take for granted because we just have it at the ready. But these people don't have it at the ready. And it doesn't matter what you've done. We've all messed up in life. Again, some worse than others, but just because you're in a place like that doesn't mean that you deserve to be treated like an other, like less than, like
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It causes one. I was going to say, Amber, prayer has no bounds.
Yeah.
Prayer has no bounds. Keep praying. It changes things and it changes situations. It changes us personally. Keep praying. Keep praying. If it don't happen right away, keep praying. Don't stop. Don't stop. I I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to God. I'm so grateful that every day, even those Monday mornings when I get up and my knees are talking to me, Uncle Arthur. Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm still grateful that I still go, and on my way up the highway, I got my coffee, and I'm looking
Mhm.
at the landscape as I'm driving up I-35, and all the pain just kind of like floats away, and I'll be going, I remember that. I remember that house, and I've seen things that I'd never seen before, and I get happy in my own spirit. And I say, thank you, God. Thank you for allowing me to see this today. There's no, the day that you meet someone, young ladies, that have not made a bad choice, a bad decision, get their name and phone number and send it to me.
Yeah.
I want to meet them.
Me too.
I want to meet them. I want to meet that person that
Yeah.
has not made a bad decision or made a bad choice. I want to meet them personally because they're made every day by average human beings. We all make them.
Absolutely.
I want to see personally. I want to see the mindset of those that are in charge at correctional institutions. Specifically Chillicothe, I want to see a change. I want to see a change. I want to see a shift in the mindset of the guards because I've witnessed this and I've seen some of the guards there. They let you know who's in control and where the authority is by the tone of their voice, how
Yeah.
they speak to the
Absolutely.
inmates. This authority figure. Okay, I get that, but have you ever seen a riot at a women's correctional institution yet?
No, I
Yeah.
haven't.
Not personally, no.
None, none. And these are ladies that got some level of education and college degree or whatever teachings. Look, every direction you look, there is umpteen yards of razor wire. There are locked doors that you're not going to take a hairpin and pick the lock like you MacGyver or Tom Cruise on Mission Impossible and get out. That's not going to happen. Let's stay in reality here. All I want to see is these ladies get an opportunity to better themselves, to be better people when they come out. That's all I want to see. That's all I want to see.
Yeah.
That's all I
Yeah.
want to see.
A little bit of a lighter note, just since you were talking about some of the guards and how not all of them are that great. I do want to shed some light on something that I did find quite refreshing. About a month and a half, 2 months ago, my mom and I found ourselves in Chillicothe for a completely separate reason.
Yeah.
And we had to go into the courthouse. And when we were in the courthouse, we went into the courthouse bathrooms. And there were several inmates that were in the women's restroom. And they were, just kind of waiting in a line and, going and coming in, coming out. And there was one guard that was with her or with them. And she was absolutely sweet. We were all joking around in the bathroom, like, like similarly to what we just said, one of the inmates had said, "Oh, don't be afraid of us. We're not gonna do anything." We're like, "Listen, we've all done bad stuff. Like it's fine." Like we're just all joking around, goofing around. We had a good time, and it was just it was really nice to see that at least the guard that they were with for the time being, whether that's someone that's actively in their lives or not, she was treating them with respect. She was joking around with them. She was laughing. She was having a good time, and they seemed very comfortable with her. And I know that's not the norm. But it was really refreshing to see at least one person that seemed to be doing the right thing. So I just figured I'd put a little light story in there.
And I'm glad you said that because there's a lady guard that I see every Monday. She's a joy. She's a true joy. She has a vested interest in these women. She said to me last Monday, when I retire, I'm coming back here and I'm going to work helping these ladies that are incarcerated prepare themselves to be with their children when they leave here. She said, that's my goal.
Yeah.
Whatever I asked this lady, I'm not going to call her name. Yes, I am.
Yeah, of course.
Her name is Officer Lightfoot.
Oh, okay.
She's a joy. Whatever I've asked of her to help me out to get whatever done, she has said, Yes, Ken, I'll check on it. Whatever you
That's
need.
awesome.
Let, when I'm setting up the room, she'll come in. I say, "Oh, I got this. I could set the room up." She said, "No, I'm going to help every
That's
Monday."
good.
I mean, from the heart. She doesn't have to do that. That's not her job.
Yeah.
Every Monday, she wants to help. She has a vested interest in these ladies, and the ladies say the same thing about her. She's so sweet. She's so kind. She'll go out of her way to help.
Wow.
They love her. They respect her to the utmost. Yes.
That's great.
I'm glad you told me her name. That way I can look out for her.
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be few and far between, but we really just need to thank the Lord Almighty for all of the people that actually care, because you know they are out there. It's harder to find them, but we need to lift up and appreciate those people.
Yeah, well, I'll just say before Audra got in prison, I didn't really give it much thought. I was just like, oh, well, a criminal does the crime, they do the time, and why make it enjoyable while they're doing the time? And I was looking at it as bettering their lives, making it enjoyable. I don't know why, but that's just how you're programmed to think. And now I am very aware that all of these people are human beings. They deserve respect, even, I mean, just respect as a human being. And they deserve love. We've been called to love them. We've been called to minister to the prisoners, the widows, the orphans. And it's become real to me, finally.
Yeah. We also never know where life will take us. Sometimes bad things happen, and you know, God forbid, but we could all end up somewhere very similar, and so can people that we love. And even if we can't think about the bigger picture all the time, you need to try and put yourself in those shoes and just be like, listen, I wouldn't want this for me. I wouldn't want this for someone that I love. These other people, they don't deserve it. You know, put a little more thought into it. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
So is there anything, Ken, you would like to leave us with?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
It's a passage of scripture. He could do exceedingly and abundantly above all that we could ever ask or think. Now, I want you to think about those words that the Apostle Paul wrote. He can do exceedingly and abundantly above all we could ever ask or think. Think about that. We cannot out ask for God or think. Exceedingly and abundantly. And remember, Paul was a prisoner.
Yeah.
Chained to a Roman guard. Yes. Yes. He said that. And God changed him. So I know God can change you and I and change the ladies that's at Chillicothe. I know he can. I see it happening every Monday. Every Monday. So if God could do that, he could change the mindset of those that are in charge, those that walk around with handcuffs and all of those other gadgets around their waist and so forth. He could change their mindset. I like to think of it this way. It's more than a place of incarceration. It's a ministry.
Yeah.
It is. It's a ministry because you got God's people's lives in the palm of your hand there. So be careful how you treat them, because you will have to give an account of how you treated them while they were there.
Yes, sir.
And everybody don't see it that way. And yeah, I know I'm crazy in some of my thoughts, but I just believe
No, you're not.
I believe God could do any and everything but fail, ladies. That's the last word I'll leave with you. He could do any and everything but fail. Yeah.
Yeah, I truly believe that too. I've been through a lot, and just this experience with Audra has shown me that he really shows up and shows out when you ask him to.
Well, thank you so much for your time. Everything that you've said has really sat well with us, and I really hope that it sat well with the audience. And yeah, we just really appreciate it. And we would love to talk more about prison reform on this channel because it is something that is very overlooked, but very, very important.
Yeah.
Please don't let this be the first and the last time.
Oh, no,
no,
absolutely
sir.
not. We've even made little casual mentions about it in the past, and we've only been doing this for about 2 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, we're not done with it. We're not done at all.
You know how to contact me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
you both.
and please, please keep in contact with me.
I will do that. You know I will. And
Okay.
Awesome.
I'll be asked about the podcast tomorrow. You know I will.
No, absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a really good conversation.
God bless.
God
Okay,
bless.
thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Bye. Okay, well.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great conversation. It's really uplifting to know that somebody with that kind of heart is in there
Yeah.
ministering to my cousin and ministering to people that she cares about, and to know that somebody genuinely cares that much is
Yeah, and it's like, even if you want to take the religious aspect out of it, there's just someone that's there supporting them, someone that is showing them love, someone that's showing them kindness and is trying to fight for them. There's very few people, from what I understand, that do that in that area. And so it's just really, really refreshing to see someone who really cares. And I'm curious. I might look things up a little bit later, but I'm curious if the woman that he was talking to might be the same woman that we saw.
Yeah, I was wondering that too.
Because oh my goodness, she was so sweet. But
yeah. So I want you guys to remember at the beginning of this episode that we talked about Katia Aguilar, and I really hope that you guys share this video with as many people you can think of, especially Spanish speakers.
Yes.
Who can get the word out, and somebody can help bring justice for her. And we will be bringing more about this story later on. Now, next week, I will be gone. I am going to Colorado on a youth group trip. So Alaura is going to be here by herself.
We'll see how that goes.
Hopefully we can find somebody to come on with her.
Hopefully, because I mean, I've done live streams on like TikTok and stuff before by myself, but I did a lot of oversharing. So I'm hoping I can have somebody here to keep me grounded so I don't just start blabbering about stuff. But anyway, that being said, we'll see. We'll hope for the best. But regardless, yeah, she's going to be out and about doing her own thing in a different state. And I'll be here probably.
And hopefully you don't hear about my death from overexertion of climbing hills.
Scared me there for a second. Yeah, no, she's about it. What are you gone for, like 10 days?
Yeah.
She has, I don't know how much she's mentioned this, but she has like chronic pain. She has a lot of issues. And yeah, I'm wishing the best for her, because I remember just going around to the mall or like just small little things. She always has to take like little breaks. So I'm not saying that to make you sound weak. I'm saying that like I'm just praying for you that you're gonna be able to survive it, because I've been in a lot of pain the last few weeks. I guess I slept on my neck wrong or something. I had like 102-degree fever for like 3 or 4 days. It was absolutely ridiculous. So I messed up my neck, and I've been having to go to the chiropractor 3 times a week. 3 times a week, but my insurance is paying for it, so we're good. But I've had a lot of empathy for her over the past couple of weeks. I'm like, oh, this is what you've been dealing with since you're before I was born, when you're before the age I am now. So big yikes on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so thank you everyone for watching our show. Again, we want to encourage you guys to look into Katia. What's her last name again?
Duenas Aguilera.
Yes, Katia Duen Aguilera. We will be, sorry, I can't pronounce anything, but we will be speaking more about her case in depth. And if you live in the Texas, Kentucky, or Tennessee area, or if you're involved in the Army or anything like that, and you might have some information, please contact the, what was it? The Latin American, no, it was something. It was the, what did you say it was?
It's right there. LULAC.
LULAC. I don't see it.
Latin
something. Sorry, I keep losing the thing on my screen. LULAC. LULAC. I'm sure if you look up LULAC, something will come up. Sorry, I'm scatterbrained.
Yeah, and if you guys don't know, I have cognitive therapy, or this is used for cognitive therapy. I have cognitive issues, so it's a wonder anything gets done.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for tuning in, and hopefully we can bring you even more episodes like this. And stay tuned for Alaura next week.
Pray for me. Let's see how it goes. Anyway, thank you. Bye, guys.
Okay.
Have a good week.
Yep.
That's the show for today, everyone. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week with an all-new show. And remember, you can listen to us again and again. The podcast of this radio show is available right after we go off the air tonight, anywhere that you can get your podcast episodes. And thanks for joining us today. I'd like to take a moment to talk about something close to my heart. Military Broadcast Radio is doing incredible work to support our veterans and bring their voices to the world. They rely on your generous donations and your dedicated volunteer hours to make it happen. I encourage you to consider supporting NBR in any way, form that you can. Use this QR code that's attached to the picture, or you can go to our website at mbradio.us. That's Mike Bravo Radio.us to learn more about how you can donate or volunteer even just an hour a week from your home. Help make a difference in the lives of our veterans, because once again, we're all here for you and not for us. We're giving our veterans a voice.